Hey, Tony Gasson here, popping in with another episode of Talks with Tony. Now we moving right along here. Hello, Mr. Gaskins. This message is long and I will donate $150 for your advice. I know she probably thought this advice was gonna come a lot earlier, but we're a little late. Let me get this here microphone situated. I'm so grateful that you are reading this message. I love the motivation you give to others to improve their life, mind, body, and spirit. It truly is a blessing to hear honest, genuine encouragement. Just last month, I watched many of your YouTube videos and actually became more confident and loving to myself. Thank you for providing me with words of wisdom given to you by God. I'm aware that I can't remember every single thing you mentioned in the videos. However, most of your messages are written in my heart, and it still would be amazing if you can further provide guidance and insight on my current situation. I am 22 years old. I got a lot of 22-year-olds now. I am 22 years old and a new mom of 6-month-old baby boy. Before I was pregnant, my son's father and I were dating for about 2 months. When I first met my son's father at my old job, it was clear he was interested in me without him having to say anything. However, I was still emotionally healing from my old toxic relationship with my ex and was not interested in dating anyone at the moment, and he was not my type, so I ignored him and did not reveal any interest. I only had one ex at the time, and we were off and on for 4 years. A couple of months passed and I was ready to date again. However, my mindset was I wanted to prove to myself that I could date someone else other than my ex. I planned to casually date and just enjoy the experience of meeting new people and enjoying my young life. I came in contact with the father of my child again because we just so happened to start getting the same shifts together. We started talking and going on dates. In the first week of talking, I knew that the father of my child was looking for something serious. He is 3 years older than me, but he acted like he was 20 years older. He did not seem fun. He did not smoke, drink, or go to parties. I was still in college and fulfilling the college experience. Although none of the crazy activities I partook in was something I wanted to do indefinitely. I was not interested in marriage anytime soon. Therefore, knowing my own motives and the father of my child's motives, I knew it was not going to work out in the long run. However, I continued to go through the motions since he was kind and respectful. Also, the more I dated him, the more I realized how whack, undeserving my ex was. We ended up sleeping together within the first month of dating without using protection. Another month passed and I was pregnant. Before my pregnancy was confirmed, we were under the impression that it could be a possibility considering he finished in me. He acted cool with the idea and insisted we had a realistic plan on how we would financially support the child. He said he would go to the military, and then he asked if it would be all right if we got married when he comes back from active duty. I agreed. My intentions were wrong in my answer. I was excited about being taken care of by someone who would be financially stable and felt obligated to take care of me since I was the mother of his child. After I took the test and told him I was pregnant, he became angry and said he was disappointed in himself. He started being rude and bitter towards me. This continued for a couple of days until he stood me up for a date at the zoo. Also, the night before we had an argument about who was picking up who for the date. He was supposed to pick me up from my house but never came. I called many times and no answer. After an hour, I left and went to the zoo by myself. He ended up calling back hours later saying he had trouble breathing and his chest was hurting. He said it was a recurring problem that happens sometimes when he wakes up from sleeping. Me and my stepdad did not believe his story, although months later he did in fact go to the doctor for that problem. I still did not tell him directly that I did not believe him, but he was mad that I did not ask if he was okay first. The next day after that event occurred, we did not speak to each other for 2 months. I was waiting on him to text me because I wanted to see if he would let our altercation go. I also wanted to see if the baby I had in my stomach was important to him enough that he would check on me. I know I was wrong and petty. After months passed, I convinced myself that he was not going to be a present father, and I started making plans on how I was going to support my unborn child. My parents wanted me to get an, and I did not. Y'all know what that means, nah? In the situation, in the stomach. So my plan was to move across the country to California while pregnant with my trusted aunt who was welcoming of my child. I ended up notifying the father of my child about my plans over the phone. He was furious and said he doesn't want me to take his child away. He said he will be a present father. I didn't believe him and I proceeded with my plans. Before I left my state, he attended my ultrasounds and I met his mother. She seemed nice and even offered me to stay with her instead of moving. However, at that point, I already felt abandoned by my baby father and my parents. I just wanted to go someplace where I know for sure I would be comfortable finishing my pregnancy. The father of my child did end up apologizing to me about being absent. I still left my state and moved to Cali. During the remainder of my pregnancy, he called me almost every day for updates. The time came and my water broke 2 weeks before my due date. My child's father immediately left his job and hopped on a plane to try to make it for the birth. That meant the world to me. I was still grudgy when I saw him, but after I saw his interaction with my newborn, my soul tie intensified. 3 days later, he went back to my home state. He continued to call me almost every single day. Sometimes during these conversations, he would make it a point to tell me his career plans, financial goals, and general dreams he would have for his life. He would even flirt sometimes. I took it as he wanted to get back with me, but I wouldn't allow it since my grudge against him was still there. However, when my son was 3 months, I finally told my child's father that I wanted to get back together and to do long distance. He disagreed and suggested we stay cordial and co-parent. I was and still am confused from the rejection. I know it was weird for me to be the one to directly suggest a relationship, but I thought he was waiting on me to come around. 3 more months passed with the same good-spirited convos, and I was fed up. He still would flirt with me and was especially jealous when I told him I was at a bachelorette's party. I told him it was uncalled for, and if he really wants to be in my business and act like he cares, then we would need to be in a relationship. He agreed and said he knows what he wants and admitted he told his friend that somewhere down the line we would more than likely get married. I am willing to move back to my home state if the father of my child stays consistent in his respect for me and his committed financial contribution for my child. He also just went to boot camp to be in the military. My new impression of him, compared to the first time we dated, is extremely different. As a new mom, my personality changed. I don't want to go out as much. I don't want to smoke or drink. So now I prefer the characteristics that I once considered boring. I also committed to not being on my back before marriage. My question for you, Mr. Gaskins, is do you think his intentions for our new relationship is pure, and can he honestly see me as being his wife? Also, why was he bitter after finding out I was pregnant, even though it seemed like he planned it? Thank you for reading my message thoroughly, and pray that you stay blessed and continue to inspire others. Sincerely. Okay, I'll write it now. Now, for one, just to get right to the questions. I can't really, in a situation like this, it's kind of, it's unfair of me to speak on it directly in the sense of, do I think his intentions are pure and all of that, and you being his wife, and now him being bitter after finding out you was pregnant, even though it's kind of like the quote say, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Meaning, talking about boxers, like everybody got a game plan till they get punched in the face. and then that go out the window. That's what happened. It's like, it sound good talking about it when you just did the act, and now you on that post clarity, and you just talking about it because you don't think it's gonna be a reality, but saying all this good stuff finna get you some cool points, finna make you sound like a provider. And then when you actually find out it's real, then you like, oh, whoa, hold on now. I wasn't ready to do all that providing I was talking about. Now, I just was talking about that providing. But listen now, that's a little different now than actually doing that providing. And so that's what really come on in there. Now, you say he 3 months older, so you 22 now, and a new mom of a 6-month-old baby. So, and the crazy thing about it is, you 22 when you wrote this with your 6-month-old. It take 9.5. It sounded like you were 9.5 months pregnant. It's 10 months. So that mean, was you 21? You were 21. Was you, or just had turned 22? And then, but the crazy thing about that was, let's say you 22, 21 when you got pregnant. You was with another man before that for 4 years, you said, off and on. So it's like you've been dating since you came out the womb. And see, that is right there. That's the huge major problem. See, that's why if I had the time, I'd create a curriculum on love and relationships for high schools and try to get some connections to get it in these high schools. Really get it in 9th grade. From 9th grade, need to get it in 8th grade to get for y'all, because 9th grade, y'all on y'all bike. And so I was on my bike in 9th grade. Not on my bike, had somebody on their bike in 9th grade. And some people before that, So this the thing. It's like you playing house and acting like a wife from the age of 16. It's like relationship to relationship. And now this the other thing. Is this right here is what be putting the battery in these grown boys back. Because when you said my intentions were wrong in my answer, we'll go back another. He said he would go to the military. Remember what I told y'all about the military? But everybody going just to get a college education. The man ain't mentioned nothing about no college. Remember what he going to the military for? A secure job and a secure paycheck. And they own a job. They met on a job. And he didn't feel like that job was good enough. He acted cool with the idea and insisted we had a realistic plan on how we would financially support the child. His realistic idea of financially supporting the child is going to the military. And that's what I try to tell you. When you go to that military, if that man over there, Young Yoon, all of this here, Putin, if they want to let something go, put something in the air, guess what? You in there? Okay, brother. All right, get on the hill plane. You go ahead. You going over there. So now you going to provide a $30,000 a year to $35,000 a year in the beginning like this. Could be less than that. I don't know. But you finna provide, let's say, $30,000 a year as a E1 or whatever it is. And then you get sent over yonder. And you over there dodging IEDs. You stepping over landmines. You out there with the sword on the end of the gun. You out there fighting people you ain't never seen. Don't know what in the world you fighting for to provide for your child. And that's why I try to tell y'all, it's like, listen, that's the wrong reason. Sign up because you love your country, you a patriot, and you willing to risk it all. That's what you got to be prepared for. If whether you sweeping floors or working on a computer or fixing a plane, wherever you at, you don't know what's finna happen. You don't know where you finna be called to, where you finna be sent to. Cause all the good jobs that's easy, that's an easy breezy, they taken. Everybody can't do them jobs. So somebody finna get sent somewhere, and some finna get put in their hand to get some work done. And you talking about you want to take care of your child. That's why I try to tell y'all now. You got to start thinking through life. You got to start thinking through life. And the reason why I say that, because I was at that same place in my life. 22 years old, and I'm trying everything I could to get into the military, but my wife wouldn't let me. Listen to me. That same place. So y'all have to make sure that your reasoning for that is right. And to the people that are already in there, the people that's in there that's watching this, don't get mad with me. Don't get mad with me for speaking the truth to the people who need to hear it. If you in there for whatever reason, God bless you. God bless you. Do what you do. Everything ain't for you. Everybody ain't talking to you. But what I'm trying to do is say to people who don't really want to be in it, but doing it because it's a last resort and they feel like they have no other options, and then get over there and it make them an alcoholic. It make them a drug addict. It make them go through something, lose something, and then come back with a situation. You see what I'm saying? You got to think through this thing. You got to think through this. And now see this right here, this sentence that she said, this what these men be already thinking. Now this her, because of what she dealt with growing up and whatever, she was going through growing up. She have some situations in her life at 22 years old. But this right here, what she said, my intentions were wrong in my answer. Now, hold on. He said he would go to the military, and then he asked if it would be all right if we got married when he comes back from active duty. See, this is the thing. This before it was confirmed. That's why he doing all this right here. These cool points. Let me go on rant real you on in. Now, I have reason to believe she ain't got no picture on here. I have reason to believe that she attractive. Now, you can't be 100% sure about that, because it is women who consider themselves as unattractive. I ain't gonna say I consider them that, because everybody beautiful in the sight of the Lord. It's women who consider themselves unattractive who still see men that they say not they type. Now, if I consider myself unattractive, I ain't finna be hollering about what type of mine, what type ain't mine. Air type mine. You know what I'm saying? But now she said this man was not her type, and she ignored him. But then they got put on same shifts and was working together, and then they end up going out, hanging out, and then she thought he was boring. So even though she ain't got no picture on here, this kind of let me know, and the fact that she wrote this long letter, this kind of let me know that she thinks she cute because she thought he was beneath her, and she got a little wild child in her because she was drinking and smoking and thought he was boring because he ain't want to drink and smoke, thought he was boring. This right here let me know. And now see, this another thing right here that let me know that she thinks she cute now. And I ain't saying that in no derogatory way. My intentions were wrong in my answer. Here she go now. She very well spoken now. Educated. Ain't got no grammar errors in here. Ain't got no typos in here. She say, I was excited about being taken care of by someone who would be financially stable and felt obligated to take care of me since I was the mother of his child. Now I'm gonna tell you, the type of women I know that say that kind of stuff right there is they pose half naked on Instagram. They work out to show their body, to bait a man, and call themselves a fitness model. Not all of them now. There's some real fitness models out there. Now, anything I say, I ain't talking about everybody across the board. If the shoe fit, wear it now, like the man told y'all in his song. If the shoe fit, wear it now. If the shoe don't fit, you must have quit. So don't come arguing about, see, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. When you get offended by something I say, that would let me know I stepped on your toe. If you a fitness instructor and you a fitness model and you not doing it to be half naked to bait a man, that's not going to offend you. You going to laugh at it because you know the women who do it. If you the one doing it, you is offended in the comment. See, that's the problem now with judging women. No, I'm telling you what women have told me directly. These are the jobs that they hold. They dancers, exotic on the pole. They is internet models, video models, or they was cute and met a pro athlete who they was being taken care of by, but then he cheated on them, dogged them out, and then from that point on, they just was looking to get pregnant by somebody to be taken care of. That sentence right there, whether she meant it like that or not, that's what it sound like, that's what it come off like, that's what it looking like, and that's what got this battery in these boys' back. That's why they coming up with these strategies to dog you out, because this is what they believe. That they believe in every woman like this right here. Now see, on the flip side of this, her parents who raised her, who love her, who she live with, asked her to go down there to the clinic. She said no. Y'all don't want me to have no Went to her auntie, who the fun forgiving aunt probably single as a dollar bill. She definitely single as a dollar bill, because ain't no man finna be in her life and go for him and her finna pick up and move to California across the country, like she said, so her niece could have a baby out of wedlock. Ain't no man finna be with what? What? Yo, what? She okay. All right. Was I in the bed with her? All right then. That's her problem. We not moving to California. How long I done been on my job? 17 years. You never finna go to California? All right, you go by yourself then. Go by yourself. I got somebody to call. Go ahead. Hello? Yeah. How you doing? That's how a man will be. Ain't no... Tell me a man that's finna up and move across the country and leave his job to move across the country with his girlfriend or his wife because she want to support her niece who want to have a baby out of wedlock. I'm a good man, and I know I ain't finna do it. I'm not finna do it for my wife, niece. She ain't got no niece, but if she had a niece, listen, all right? Listen, your niece gonna have to get in a shelter or do whatever she got to do, but I am not going nowhere. Do you hear me? So I know her auntie single as a dollar bill and looking for some new scenery. She fed up with her life. She's struggling out here in this world. She like, man, I can't meet me no man. Yes, baby, come on, let's go on here, California. Your parents so outdated and archaic. I'm just, that's why I'm just so sick and tired of my sister or my brother, whichever auntie she is, or whichever side she on, mama or the daddy. So then, now see, listen, this the mindset that y'all young people have to get over. Y'all so in a rush. Did I just do a video earlier about under 20? Oh, this the under 25 day. Just did a video earlier about this here. Now see, listen. Y'all so in a rush to be grown, to have a child, and to play house, but not thinking about no future. And now I could have swore you said you was in college. Nah, ain't that what you said? I could have swore you was in college. Oh, you say you still in? Yeah, I was still in college and fulfilling the college experience. And that's the other lie they told y'all, that the college experience is getting drunk, getting high, sleeping around, doing all these parties, all that. Okay, this is exactly what happened in the college experience. This right here. This is exactly what happened. You know who else went through it? Me and my wife. In the college experience. This the lie that they tell us. Oh, this what you're supposed to do in college. Yes, having unprotected. And that's why I'm trying to say y'all now, because I see what it do. God have been good to us, but listen, we're going to have to travel on the other side. Like, we didn't get the opportunity to be together and build wealth and travel and see some things and have our young years in our 20s to really, when you really energetic and could go, where you could get the best of Arizona and Niagara Falls and all of this here in your early 20s. Now we finna have to do this stuff in our 40s because we was in the college experience, having unprotected like you and him, and then you become grown too early and you miss the real part of what them years supposed to be about. Them years not supposed to be about unprotected. So to everybody that's under the age of 25, it just so happened. Now this is why I told y'all, didn't I tell y'all God produced this here show, this Talks with Tony? Because I just read a letter from a lady that is 22, and now this another lady that's 22, and they let us come in at the same time, back to back. God producing these shows now. Listen to me. So listen, everybody that's under 25, that you in the college age, stay off your back, close your legs. And if you finna get down there, because I can't stop you from getting down there, at least be protected. I ain't condoning it, but I'm saying if you're going to do what you're going to do, at least be protected. Because you becoming grown too soon, and you grown before you even know what being grown is all about. And all of us that made the mistakes. Now y'all in it with us. Now this young lady here in it with us. The other young lady now, she ain't had no child to my knowledge, if I remember correctly. So she ain't in it with us. So now you old and Methuselah now with us. At 22 years old, old and Methuselah with us. Why? Because you want to do what grown folks do. So now at this point right here, now you in this thing, and it's Rocky Road, Colorado. It's Rocky Road now because Moose Tracks. Because now y'all in a mind game. And I'm going to tell you what. This is the issue right here. You found my video too late. And you ain't read now one of these books. I don't want that $150. Keep that for your child. I appreciate the generosity for this here long letter. But listen to me now. When you let everybody listen to me. When you play mind games, everybody loses. When you listen to her letter, go back and listen to it again. When you listen to her letter, she was playing mind games. She was playing mind game now. And, took 2 months off. She ain't believe him when he woke up with his sleeping issue. I ain't believe him either. But he went to the doctor for it later. If he went to the doctor, we don't know. Did you go to the doctor with him? If you ain't go to the doctor with him, you ain't see a doctor. No, we don't know if he went to the doctor, but hopefully he went to the doctor. Now, you and your stepdad. So that was your stepdad, okay. I don't know if that was your daddy who was telling you to go to the doctor. And now, the next day after that event occurred, when he didn't pick you up for the zoo, you calling him. We did not speak to each other for 2 months. So you got mad over being stood up for that zoo. Then you say, I was waiting on him to text me because I wanted to see if he would let our altercation go. I also wanted to see if the baby I had in my stomach was important to him, that he would check on me. And then you put in this right here. I know I was wrong. I know this was wrong and petty. That right there. See, that right there was part of the seeds that's coming back. And that's why I can't trust the young man now. I can't trust that the young man sincere about this, y'all being together and all this. Then you say after months passed, I convinced myself that he was not going to be a present father, and I started making plans on how I was going to support my unborn child. My parents asked me to go to the clinic. So my plan was to move across the country. This sounds like a bad Lifetime movie. And what this sound like? You 22 years old, and because he didn't pick you up for the zoo, you get mad. Y'all don't talk for 2 months. Your parents ask you to go to the clinic to take care of the situation and not to have the baby. You say no. Instead of just saying no, you go to the Lifetime movie route of saying, I'm finna get with my auntie who is welcoming of my baby, and we finna move across country to California. Then I'm finna call him out of spite and tell him that I'm finna take his child away from him and go to California. Out of spite. Because everybody know parents say stuff all the time, but that don't mean they not finna support you. That don't mean they not finna be there for you. Yeah, they said that, but you ain't have to move to no California. If you want to be an Instagram model, then say that. If you want to be a mommy blogger, then say that. You moved to California because you've been seeing sunshine on TV from California your whole life, and you want to be in California. See, sometimes I have to tell y'all that sometimes, okay, you getting dogged out, you getting mistreated, and everything is all the man's fault. But in this right here, you complicit, aiding and abetting, and you were playing mind games too. And you had you a lame man. This the kind of man you supposed to be working. This the kind of man you supposed to be whipping into shape. He not no thug. He ain't no dope boy. Like, he ain't no hardened criminal. Like, you said this man was boring. Don't drink, don't smoke. You used to the bad boys. This man showed you how undeserving your ex was, you said. Because of how boring he was, how mature. You say this man 3 years older than you, and he act like he 20 years older than you. That ought to be a dream. If you want to be pregnant and you want to bring a child in the world, this the type of man you want to try to work with. But instead, you want to play the childish games that you was conditioned to playing with your ex. Now you bring your ex into your next. Now you bring this junk to this man who don't even deserve it. And so now, yeah, he frustrated, he disappointed with himself. So him being disappointed with himself when he found out that you actually was pregnant, that's also a good thing. Because he's saying, I know better than this. He's saying, I know better than this. But this man sitting there talking about how he finna take care of his child. This man finna go into the military. Could step on a IED to take care of his child. And then ask you, can y'all get married after his active duty? This man trying to man up from a one night stand. This meaning the first time y'all got in the bed together, you got pregnant. And he trying to man up. Do you know most men in this situation would have lost your phone number? Would have lost your phone. You would have had to put that man on a milk cart. Where is Waldo? You hear me? This man trying to man up. And then what you finna do? Spit in the man's face. Yes, I want to let you know I'm moving to California. Yeah, I need a new start. Yeah, I understand and you're frustrated, but no one cares about me. Everybody's against me. My parents are against me. You didn't call me for 2 months. You stood me up on the day of the zoo. I'm going to California. California dream. Oh, my dog. That my my dog holler. He heard. She heard me holler. Oh, maybe that's my wife. My wife coming back home. She had to do a Target pickup. That's my wife coming back home. I thought my dog heard me holler. They dog. I still ain't claiming the dog yet. I'm about to say the thing. No, that's my dog just playing. But yeah, my wife come back home. See, we getting ready to leave. So my wife, she moved around. My son graduated 8th grade tomorrow, so she had to do a Target pickup. So, and his wife wear too much designer. We shop at Target too. My wife had to do a Target pickup. So she just getting back home. Now listen to me. So now you finna up. It is women that is getting pregnant and will give anything for their man to be in their child life. And you picked up and left your home state to move across the country for what? Because your parents asked you to go to the clinic? Because the boy didn't call you and y'all was having a peeing contest after you got stood up for the zoo? So now you finna raise a whole single child and erase the daddy out of the life because you got stood up for the zoo, and then your parents asked you to go to the clinic from your one night stand, which really turned out to kind of be a one night stand because y'all did that, got pregnant, and then stopped talking until you were time to go to California. Now see, this the thing, is we can't just look at stuff and just brush through it. We got to check ourselves. We got to look at the decision we made. Now, if he wrote me, I could read him. You wrote me. So I got to read you on this, and you got to look at yourself. Okay, what am I doing? Why am I out here in California? Well, if you come from the other side of the country, California is 3 times expensive than the East Coast. So now you creating more problems by going to California. That's like the most expensive state to live in outside of New York. It's like, what in the world? You need to be, if you finna move, you should have moved to Alabama, but you want California dreams. Come on now. You could have went to Alabama or Mississippi, number 1 and number 2 worst states in the country. That I don't want to hear it now from y'all Alabamians and Mississippians. That's just what it is. That's just what the census say, that y'all live in the number 1 and number 2 worst states in the country. Okay, all right. Okay, I apologize. Okay, find your way to move to Atlanta. Okay. Listen, you could have moved to Alabama or Mississippi. You sound like y'all was at a little job that y'all don't care nothing about, because he want to go to the military for stability. So y'all obviously was not on no stable job, and you in college and ain't got your degree yet. So I know you weren't really on no real stable job. And then y'all hours getting moved all around, and y'all getting same shifts together. That same job in Alabama, that same job in Mississippi, they got call centers right there in Alabama. You can make you $17 an hour in Alabama call center if you close enough of them calls and get them people to pay that chargeback card right there in Alabama. I know people who is highly fashionable and classy and well-to-do, sophisticated, living in Alabama. Right there in Alabama now. Now the world paint the picture for us. So I ain't got nothing against y'all now, Alabama, Mississippi. I love to live there now. That's my type of living now, and I love to live there. So don't y'all get mad with me. But that's where you could have went. But so, what's the real reason you went to California? That's what you got to confront with yourself. What's the real reason that you took that baby from his daddy when you ain't lay down to have that baby by yourself? So why you take the baby from the daddy knowing that this single mama's clamoring to have the father of their child in their child life, and you up and move and was in no harm or danger? It'd be totally different if this man brought you to within an inch of your life. If this man was threatening you, if this man was this horrible, horrific person. And even in those cases, people just move to the next city. You move across the country, what's the real reason? You see what I'm saying? That's what in order to be a good mama to this here 6-month-old that you got. Now he ain't 6 months. Because you sent this in November. So December, January, February, March, April, May, now he won. In order for you to be a good mama to one, I hope you to move back to your home state. I hope you to move back to your home state so that the daddy could be in that boy life. This a boy you raising. And listen, with the character attributes that you have, you can't raise no boy by yourself. You're not there yet. You're not there yet. With the character attributes that you exhibiting, you're not supposed to be by yourself if you got another parent, the other parent of your child that want to be there. Now listen to me. See, I pick up on little clues. When you told this man your water broke, this man hopped on a plane. After you up and took his child across the country, he hopped on a plane. And when he came out there, he did not put hands on you. He did not curse you out and dog you out. And the connection and the way he looked at his seed, the way he looked at his son, you say it intensified your soul tie. You ain't have no soul tie. You say it intensified your soul tie. So for you to look at a man and you could see the love transfer and how he immediately loved his son. And then when he had to go back home to his responsibility, this man finna go in basic training. And you say this man call you every day. Say this man was calling you every day. Come on now. See, I'm just picking up on the context clues. Come on now. But see, this the thing. He calling you every day. He telling you about his dream. He immediately left his job, jumped on the plane to try to make it for the birth. That meant the world to me, did it? Because then you say, I was still grudgy when I saw him. But after I saw his interaction with my newborn, my soul, why was you grudgy? What you grudgy about? You the one moved across the country. But you grudgy because he didn't call you when y'all were having y'all peeing contest. Who do you think supposed to win a peeing contest? A man or a woman? When a woman is gifted with emotions that men lack. You have an emotional sense in you as a woman that a man lacks. The part of the brain that senses emotions is larger in a woman than it is in a man. So who you think gonna win a peeing contest? When you got to sit down to pee and he could stand up to pee. Who you think gonna win that contest? So you grudgy because you was playing his game and he beat you at the game. Instead of you calling him and checking him about why he ain't called you and hollering about his chest hurt and he got to go to the hospital, and then y'all talking about what y'all finna do with the child, you want to go in the game mode. So you say you went in the game mode and then you admitted yourself, I know that was petty. You say, I know this was wrong and petty. So guess what? Now you say, however, when my son was 3 months, I finally told my child's father I want to get back together and do long distance. What's being back together gonna do if you long distance? Y'all, that's nothing different than what y'all already doing. He financially committed to the child, sending money. He calling you every day. You say he continued to call me almost every single day. Sometimes during these conversations, he would make it a point to tell me his career plans, financial goals, and general dreams he would have for his life. He would even flirt sometimes. I took it as he wanted to get back, but I wouldn't allow it since my grudge against him was still there. Now see, here this man, there are men that they son live in the same city and they don't call every day. Don't go see the child and they live in the same city. This man across country calling you every day and then was trying to flirt with you. But you put him on ice because you talking about you holding a grudge. The man never put no hands on you. The man never cheated on you. Everything that y'all going through, you was complicit and 50-50 in it. So why you mad with him? You know why? Because you think you cute. And then you done let this little cuteness go to your head. So you walk around here with your chest poked out and your booty tooted. Like your stuff don't stink. And so every time the man breathe wrong, you want to hold a grudge when this the father of your child. Come on now, now I could get it if you holding a grudge because the man went upside your head. I could get it, you holding a grudge because this man cussing you out like a stray dog. I could get it. But this man calling you every day, this man working a dead-end job. I know it's a dead-end job because he want to go to the military as an upgrade. So I know the job dead-end. This man worked a dead-end job and got off that job and hopped on a plane. Do you know how much it costs to fly to California? Yeah, you do, because you did it probably on your auntie dime or your savings. Now listen, this man come to California, what they say is the land of the fruits, nuts, and the flakes. I don't even know what that means. I ain't make that up now. I don't know what that means. I ain't make that up. No offense to y'all out there in California now. I'm just telling what the song say or what the people say now. And so this what he was saying. He said, man, I'm finna go out here with the fruits, nuts, and the flakes. And now, and now you move across the country now. Is you a nut or a flake? I don't know what a fruit means. So I guess the orange is good out there or something. But now, come on now. Is you a nut or a flake? And because it sounds like to me you flaked on your child father when the man getting ready to go to the military. So y'all finna be long distance anyways. And he finna be paying your bills. And the man actually can y'all get married. So he finna get a boost in his military pay and get a housing allowance to take care of you and the child. But you want to be in the California dream. California raising. Out there with your hand in the wind on Rodeo. Come on now, tell the truth. Tell the truth. I guarantee you 1 year old, you got your son down there to the modeling agency down there in California, don't you? Trying to get him in a Gap commercial. That's why you want to go to California. Now tell the truth. I hope you to move back to your home state so that boy could be around his daddy who want to be in his life. Because this kind of man right here, I could tell this kind of man right here, although he was upset with himself that he got you pregnant on the first time that y'all slept together and he ain't wear no protection because he know better than that. Although he was upset with himself, the effort that he's showing, this let me know, because I'm out here in the trenches. You listen to the rest of these talk with Tonys and you hear what these baby daddies doing. Come on now. This what put a battery in these men back. Is y'all taking Rake a good man over the coals. I wasn't attracted to him, so I ignored him. But then you end up sleeping with him. As a last resort. You end up using him as fun. I want to date casually and have fun and enjoying my young life. That's what you say. I plan to casually date and just enjoy the experience of meeting new people and enjoying my young life. Now see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like Bane said on Batman, I was born in the dark. I was birthed in the dark. You merely just introduced to the dark. This what these alpha male strategies and these MGTOW and these red pill, this where they birthed at right here. From trying to be a good man, slip up, sleep with a woman who did not want them, a woman who thought she was cuter than them, did not like them, put them in the box. Put them in the box. Oh yeah, we finna go there now. Put them in the box of, I just want to have fun. Get me some free dinner dates. Get me some free dinner. And then you got to throw that thing on him because he paying for dinner and courting you and dating you. So you got to put that thing on him. You put that thing on him, then boom. See, ignorance is bliss until the consequences hit. So now when the consequences hit, now this a whole lifetime that you got to raise this boy. Now you locked in the next 22 years you locked in, and let them want to master it and a doctorate. Now you finna be 25 to 28 years. Let them want to be a lawyer or a doctor. Not just a doctorate. Let them want to be an MD. Now you locked in 28 years, 30 years, however long it's going to take them. You see what I'm saying? Off of ignorance that was bliss until the consequences hit. See, this the lesson that until we sit down and we really get this lesson. And I know it's people saying, oh, Tony, it's what's done is done. Don't be beating up on her. Don't be talking to her. It's already done. What can she do going forward? You can't go forward until you analyze your past. Until you learn from the mistakes you already made, you gonna keep making mistakes. So now listen, we ain't even there to the solution yet. We breaking down what's happening because this ain't just about her, because her situation 6 months old by the time I'm getting to this. So this ain't about her. So touch your nose for the naysayers, for the spectators. This about all of the youngins that's gonna watch this, that just now, after this video tonight, was getting ready to get on their bike unprotected. This your future. Think twice. This is your future. Think twice. Don't think, oh, that ain't gonna happen to me. Yes, it is. You finna get on your bike. This is your future. You finna be moving across the country, running from your baby daddy. Close your legs. Stay off your bike. Get up out that bed and sit at the desk and work on your schoolwork. That's what you're supposed to be doing under the age of 25 or as long as you're in college. Stay off your bike. And listen, if you already done did this, you already went through this, and then you feeling bad about it, hurt, you need to cry. That's why we got tears. Them tears healing. Go ahead and cry. Cry it out. Feel it. Feel it. Learn from it. Grow from it. Not get better. Not get better. Not grow. Not grow and go. Now see, listen. These men out here that y'all watching on YouTube, you funding the movement when you go watch these guys' video talking about, oh, I'm just watching to get some knowledge. I'm just watching to see what they're going to be doing. I'm already telling you what they're doing. But you making him more money to keep making more video because he getting your he is against you and still getting your views. So how dumb do you think he think women is now? If you over there as a woman watching alpha male strategies channels and red pill channels and MGTOW channels and growing boy channels and high value channels, who all was birthed from this. This is what they was birthed from. And I'm going to tell you how it showed up. He trying to call her every day. He trying to flirt. That's the nice guy in him. He not a savage. Listen, it's some women in the chat, in the comments, that could tell you about a savage. This ain't no savage. This man crossed the country. He could have been meat slanging, having baby mama number 2, number 3, number 4 if he was a savage. This man on the phone, calling 3 hours behind him because he on the East Coast. She flew out, moved to Cali with her auntie. He calling 3 hours behind him. So to talk to her at 9 o'clock, he got to be up at midnight. You hear me? And he calling and he flirting. And guess what? She giving him the cold shoulder. I wouldn't allow it since my grudge against him was still there. Your grudge for what? You see what I'm saying? Your grudge for what? For not being super overly elated that he finna have a child at 24 years old after sleeping with a woman one time and he only know her for a month? And she didn't even want him and was playing him to the left. He supposed to be, oh my goodness, I got her pregnant. Yes, yeah. We pregnant. What the man supposed to be? So what you got a grudge about? Come on now. Everything ain't about you. This man had hopes and dreams and a future, and got down in that bed and made that bad choice with you. So now his hopes and his dreams and his future is altered. So yeah, he gonna be a little upset. But look what happened. Before I left my state, he attended my ultrasounds and I met his mother. He brought a woman who essentially was a one-night stand to meet his mama, and he going to your ultrasounds. Nowhere in here did this man pressure you to go down to the clinic like your own parents did. This man is practically a stranger to you, and he's supporting you. This right here is what these boys definitely will call a beta male and a simp. This what these punks out here who think they alpha males, they'll call this man right here, because he chasing you. He following you around. He going to your ultrasound after you done told him you finna take the child across the phone. I ended up notifying the father of my child about my plans over the phone. He was furious and said he doesn't want me to take his child away. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. This man wanna be in his child life. Do you know how hard I'm working out here behind the scenes in these trenches, trying to get on the phone and beg and plead with men to be in their child life? And they child live right up the street. This man is yearning to be in his child life, and you pick up and move across the country. Do you know what? Do you know what? You is exactly what these men that's on this internet is looking for, to dog you out, to destroy you because of what you did and what you do to decent men. The only mistake this man made was lying down with you to sleep with you unprotected. To sleep with you, period. Because y'all shouldn't have been in that bed. Y'all ain't know each other. You said within a month. You see what I'm saying? Most men would have tried to control you, tried to manipulate you, tried to pay you over the amount, double the amount of that procedure down at that clinic to get rid of that there, would have tried to pay you double or triple. This man ain't try to force your hand. This man ain't try to coerce you. None of that. This man want to be there. If you would have talked to an average man and told him you finna go to California with this child that he wasn't even planning to have, and you talking about it looked like he planned it. He ain't planned that. That man ain't even know you. He ain't planning to get you pregnant. Also, why was he bitter after finding out I was pregnant, even though it seemed like he planned? How it seemed like he planned it? He did not know you. He had unprotected sex because that's just what y'all be doing. That's what I was doing over a decade ago. And y'all doing it way more now, because y'all got even less sense because we got these smartphones. My phone was flip phone, analog, had the snake game on there. And I was out there slanging, unprotected, young and dumb and full of rum. So this man ain't playing that. Why he was bitter? Because his life just got altered. He got every right to be confused. Excuse me, that you was living for a baby, that you was so excited that you finna be a vigilante and go rogue and move across the state to protect the child that wasn't nobody trying to take from you, other than your parents giving you advice to go down there. But listen, if you would have told them no, they would have been like, okay, we got to be here, we got to support her. This is our daughter, we raised her. We should have doggone taught her not to be sleeping with nobody without protection. So this is our fault. This baby ours, because this is our daughter. We the one raised her. That's all parents say. And at the end of the day, now guess what? They finna let you live with them. They finna act tough until they see that baby. Then they finna melt in that baby hands. Now the tuition getting put up for out their 401k, all of that. All parents act tough until they're a grandparent. Come on now. But you too young to know that, but now you know it. Get your butt up and get on back to your home state. And let that man be in his son's life. Cause you ain't make that baby by yourself. So that baby ain't just yours. So if the man wanna be in the child life, let the man be in the child life. And then you hollering about long distance, go bike distance. Yes, okay, that's finna hurt your auntie feelings, because she wanted her a new fresh start. But listen, you got a child in there. Your auntie grown and musty. So she could stay on out there. Go on, carry your butt back home and accept the consequences of your choices. You can't run from your consequences when you laid on your back to get pregnant. So come on now, y'all, because this was breaking down society. Kids having kids and then don't want to really embrace and accept the responsibility of being a parent, but you still want to be a kid. You got to be grown. So now you say he looking more attractive to you because you done changed since being a mama. My new impression of him compared to the first time we dated is extremely different. As a new mom, my personality changed. I don't want to go out as much. I don't want to go out at all. I don't want to smoke or drink. So now I prefer the characteristics that I once considered boring. I also committed to not being on my back before marriage. Congratulations. So if you're not going to be on your back before marriage, then he the one you need to be with. Because he done already had you on your back. So he already know what the rodeo ride like. So now he most likely the one that's going to be there. And from the sounds of it, let me tell you what's happening. My question for you, Mr. Gaskins, is do you think his intentions for our new relationship is pure? And can he honestly see me as being his wife? Now listen, let me see what he said. What you said. I told him he still would flirt with me and was especially jealous when I told him I was at a bachelorette's party. Now let me say, you told him you want to get back together and do long distance. He disagreed and suggested we stay cordial and co-parent. You know why? Because he know long distance ain't real. He know ain't nothing different about y'all being together, but you locking him down and putting him in a prison where he can't date nobody and do nothing when you want to up and move across the country, but then you want him to be in a relationship with you when you want to move across the country. That's why he disagreed. He also, at this point, listening to men sitting in the dark with stuff spinning on their desk and listen to the other boys standing up in front of a wall talking to their camera about some kind of strategies and about a red pill and a MGTOW. Cause he fed up now. Now he in his feelings a little bit because of how you done raked him over the coal and you done picked up and kidnapped this child and went across the country. So now, who you think he listening to on YouTube? Not me. He listening to the Revenge Boys. The Revenge of the Lames. That's who he listening to. Because they the ones that got done. How he got done. And that's why they got his stuff going on. See, this kind of stuff right here ain't never happened to me. And I'm trying to tell you, this right here ain't how I was built. I'm gonna tell you right here, I'm a good man today. But I'm gonna tell you, just like that right here, this man right here way better. He way better than me. This man way better than me. Had this right here transpired with me when I was his age, you talking about seeing red? You talking about some furniture moving? You talking about some smoke in the city? Man, look here. You better ask somebody who knew me. You better ask one of my exes. I'm talking about it would have got ugly real quick. 0 to 100. And look at the man that I am today. This man here way better than me. I can't even identify with what he doing at his age. Listen here. It would have looked totally different. So I'm here to tell you, you got you a halfway decent man. You got you a decent man. I can't all the way stamp him because I don't know him. And I don't know how much of stuff that has been put in his head now and what type of resentment he will have towards you. I don't know. So I can't all the way stamp and say, go move in with him. I say you ought to consider going back to your hometown so that he close enough to see his son. And he could be in his son's life. Even if y'all stay in separate places, separate apartments or houses, and y'all continue to co-parent. And now listen, you can't hold grudges and then hold more grudges and then hold more grudges. And then when you all of a sudden ready, just expect him to just jump up, and you say jump, he say how high, and just all of a sudden want to be back with you. That ain't how it works. It's a two-way street. You got to be fair about the thing. You see what I'm saying? So listen, this man, he disagreed, say we ought to co-parent. I was and still am confused from the rejection. So now you get a taste of your own medicine and it now about to kill you. You was and still confused. What do you mean? You see, this is the thing what we don't do as humans. We don't put the shoe on the other foot. Let's say you got him pregnant. Let's say it's the other way around. And then he decide because you mad, because he mad at you for not coming to pick him up when you said you was going to pick him up. He decide to take a whole baby that y'all made together and move across the country without your permission, when you had put him in no harm's way, no danger, and all you was trying to do was figure out a way that you could woman up and be there for that child. But he decided to uproot without your permission, without you being in agreement, and take your baby that's half yours, that you helped make, across the country. And then instead of him being able to get in his car and drive up the street to St. Joseph Hospital to see his son be born, he got to get on a plane, go through layover, and because I know he had the cheap ticket because of the job he working, go through a 4-hour layover, got to be on the plane 10 hours throughout the day to get out there for his son's birth, and then get back out there. And it probably wasn't even his money probably was his mama booked the flight. Because we already know how it is when you working a dead-end job. You ain't got California flight money. So now he got to get his whole family involved. He out there doing a GoFundMe on Facebook. Hey, help me raise money to get on the fly to California to see my son be born. Because this woman done up and left and took my child across the country because she was mad because my asthma kicked in. I had an asthma attack and I couldn't go pick her up to go to the zoo. Come on now. I ain't never cheat on her. I ain't never beat on her. I ain't even cussed at her. Doggone slept with her one time. Yeah, y'all probably slept together some more, but the first time I doggone slept with her, she got pregnant, and then she gonna up and take my child across the country. Come on now. See, listen, we do all this holding men accountable. We do all this holding men accountable. But at the same time, we got to hold women accountable too. Because it take two to make it work. It take two to make it work. You can't take and get in the bed with somebody and go half on a baby and then expect to just you finna make all the decisions by yourself when the other half is trying to be active and present. Come on now, that's wrong. And that is what's making my job so hard. So now I'm out here at these boys' throat, but this is the reason why they telling me why they at y'all throat. So now I'm defending so many women against these men who showing their fangs, but this is why they say they showing their fangs. Because they baby mama keeping their child from them and they want to be in the child life. Because the baby mama got mad over something that's petty. You see what I'm saying? Now that ain't the case for all of them, but that's going to be the story that they tell for the ringleaders. And yes, and guess what? It's going to be guilty men who is sorry and no good that's going to ride off of a good man's story. And he finna dog out women in the name of this man right here when he know he's sorry and trash. He finna dog out women on his behalf, your baby daddy behalf, because of how you did your baby daddy. And he heard this letter, and he seen this happen from another woman in his neighborhood, did this to his homeboy. Now every woman finna get taken. Now it's women that's in the chat on this here video that have been dogged out by a man because he wanted revenge because a woman did him the way you just did this here man. That right there wasn't called for. But then look what you did. Then look what you did. I know it was weird for me to be the one to directly suggest a relationship, but I thought he was waiting on me to come around. Well, he could have been, but since you playing mind games and holding grudges, now he finna get his move in. You trying to play chess, but you really playing checkers. So now he finna get his move in. So now what I say, when you play mind games, everybody lose. Now your son losing, cause y'all playing mind games. 3 more months passed with the same good-spirited combos, and I was fed up. So you fed up because you not getting your way. Because you up and leave and go across the country without this man permission, and then you tell him you want a relationship on your terms and you want it to be long distance to where he don't get to see you, get to touch you, get to marry you, get to see his child, get to hold his child, kiss his child, see his child first step, see his child first crawl. None of that. But you want to demand a relationship on your terms, long distance, and then get confused when he say, no, I disagree. We need to just stay cordial and keep co-parenting. He trying to protect his heart because he see how wishy-washy and hop on a plane in a whim you are. He see what you done already did to him. That man don't trust you in no relationship. You just picked up and stole the man's child. That man, how you expect him to trust you in a relationship? Come on now. Now we go in on the men now. So guess what? What about when the rabbit got the gun? Come on now. So now he still would flirt with me and was especially jealous when I told him I was at a bachelorette's party. I told him it was uncalled for, and if he really want to be in my business and act like he cares, then he would need to be in a relationship. So now you use the bachelorette party as a pawn to get him to be in a relationship with you. You see what I'm saying? Mind games. Instead of looking at it like, oh, he still actually really likes me because he's mad about me being at a bachelorette party. It really ain't even about liking you and being mad with you. It's really about you are a mother. You in a state that you don't even know nobody. Your butt just moved out there. What you at a bachelorette party watching male strippers when you got a newborn at home? And then you gonna tell him it's uncalled for. See, we got to get in a place where we put the shoe on the other foot. But we want to be so vindictive. And see, this the thing. If you wrote this in because you see how I take up for women. You see how I fight for women. So you wrote this in thinking that I pander to women and I'm just finna see your side. And this ain't what you wrote in for. You didn't come for this. No. I try to tell y'all all the time. I call it like it is. I'm not on a woman's side. I'm not on a man's side. I'm on the will of God side, and I want to see what's best for a household happen. And whoever wrong got to get red. Whoever in the wrong got to get red. And if both people in the wrong, both people got to get red. But whoever the wrongest got to get reddest, the mostest. You hear what I'm telling you? Come on now. We got to do better. We got to do better. Listen to me now. Come on now. Now listen. Now. He agreed. So now you manipulate this man. Take your newborn baby mama behind to a bachelorette party. Tell him you at a bachelorette party. Didn't have to do that. You could have just said you going out to eat. But you want to dangle that carrot. Manipulate this man into a relationship. Tell him we ought to be in a relationship. You long distance. You don't deserve a relationship with him because it's no different than what y'all doing right now. It's him calling and checking in every day. And y'all having good spirited convos. What's the sense of putting a title on that? When you done moved away, go your butt back home. Then worry about a title. You see what I'm saying? He agreed and said he knows what he wants and admitted he told his friend that somewhere down the line we would more than likely get married. This man here, this a halfway decent man. This a decent man. Some would venture to say he's a good man. Then you say, I am willing to move back to my home state, if the father of my child stays consistent in his respect for me and is committed and in his committed financial contribution for my child. How you sound? How do you sound? You the one gone, girl. Girl on the train. So now you got stipulations and standards for him. You the one ran away. This man trying to go to the military to take care of his child. Come on now. I also committed to not being on my back before marriage. Congratulations. Congratulations. Here go cookie. Congratulations. Mr. Gas, my question for you is, do you think his intention for our new relationship is pure? And can he honestly see me as being his wife? Listen, if it ain't, it's still going to be part of what you helped sow. So all you could do is find out. Stay off your back so that you don't get pregnant with number 2. Make sure of that. But go on back home so this man could be around his child. And let him fall in love with his child. And as he falls in love with his child, holding his son, kissing his son, playing with his son, then that could strengthen his love for you. Because he obviously not a bad guy. Because I'm going to tell you, from being a savage, this ain't how savages move. How he moving, this ain't how savages move. And you already knew that because you called a man boring. Also, why was he bitter? We already answered that. You know why he was bitter. After finding out he was pregnant, because the man did not plan it. But see, that's the thing. That is your self-centeredness that you thinking he plotted to get you pregnant. That man wasn't plotting on you. That happened. That just happened. So you got to look outside of yourself and you got to realize right here what you got. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody that's trying to be in this child's life. Come on now. So listen. Lessons from this right here. For one, all y'all young folks, focus on your schoolwork. Focus on your grind. Focus on your career. Focus on your business. Focus on your purpose. Stay off your back. Stay off your back. And if you finna get in that bed, at least have the sense to be protected. That still can't protect you from spiritually transmitted diseases. Still it can't protect you from every sexually transmitted disease. Still ain't 100% that you can't still conceive. So you really honestly need to be trying to stay out that bed to the best of your ability. And then if you're going to be in a relationship, stop playing mind games and be transparent. Be open and honest and real, and stop playing mind games trying to win a power struggle, especially if you done brought a child into the situation, because now the child suffering while the two adults, when the family feuds, everybody lose. Come on now, we got to do better. Come on now, we got to do better. Hey, this is Tony Gasson. God bless you. I got to go. We'll talk soon.